Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the first stand, 2025 Day 4.
Player, you think of him on these powerful melee champions like Silas, like Akali, like Yone, and putting him on one of those here in this first game, I think is a very strong move for HLE as Delight makes his way into the enemy jungle. Yes, he doesn't stop the buff from being taken, but he slows it down and puts a little bit of a road bump there on Yike's tempo. Zeka with a long range of ducked! First blood solo kill over in the mid lane, knocks the rock out of Vladdy's hand.
Wow, catching Vladdy off guard.
Enemy jungle, slow down that red buff take. Feels really good for Peanut in that type of situation as Zeka just says, all right, thank you very much. Orbital Laser now locked in with the stolen Leona ulti. Vladdy shoves him back a little bit here. Peanut is going to clear a ward away, but Targamas wants to flash follow. Zeka's in danger, and Vladdy gets one back. KC are on the board.
Love the confidence there from Targamas. Even though the ultimate gets stolen away, he just fully commits to the play.
Backs away from that. Kana and Zeka will pass one another like ships in the night down here towards that bottom side river as the third Void Grub is stolen away. Callista's managed to grab it, and now KC's got more men. Viper's got to try to get out as he flashes back over the pit, but it's not going to matter. Kana's in hot pursuit. Viper gets knocked the wrong way, but he's still living, and KC get a second kill.
A lot of victories there for KC as they not only get a kill onto Viper, and again, coming into a matchup like this, confidence is key.
Yes, sir.
And it looks to me like KC is playing with nothing but confidence.
Viper maybe playing with a little too much confidence there. It was a really just uncareful path through the mid lane that got him caught. Now, as the chains of corruption from Viper set it up for the slam into the wall from Delight. One more shot from Viper gets it done with a rain of arrows. HLE tie it up 2-2.
Nice punish there from Hanwha. As Targamas, they knew that he had no flash available to him. They had control around the brush, and there was really a little
Zeka left down here to deal with him. Low mana here on the Silas, but not in any danger of anything. You can see, though, a move towards the top lane. Kana gets caught between worlds. Zeus, however, missing a little bit of the follow-up damage, but does tag him with a weirding. A teleport showing up as HLE getting back away. Delight in some danger. Gonna get cooked up by Kana as Peanut heads all the way out of town. Ballbreaker ready to charge up, go right back in against him, but Vladdy has arrived here with the Weaver's Wall. Kana still in danger, flash in, coming out from Zeus. Another TP is about to arrive. Very low HP on Peanut, but the feat of Warfare is going to be claimed by HLE as Peanut holds on by 50 HP.
I can't believe Hanwha Life got away with that. They collapsed so disengaged just because of how quickly Hanwha Life collapsed as 5 on the top side of the map.
Zeka stealing away another Leona ulti. Again, the power of this thing, I'm pretty sure it has a 1.0 AP ratio or something very similar. Zeka with the abscond to get away. Wind becomes lightning, does not hit him. Critically, just the very tip of the spear, not connecting there as Callista is left to clear out the wave in mid. Still about minutes left to try to farm some plate money for either side as the gold Vedius really super close 12 minutes in.
Certainly is. I mean, you can see the CS discrepancy in the top lane matchup as,
Zeka jumping in after Vlad. He takes a ton of damage. Has to back away from it, but does force the flash out of the KC mid laner.
Crazy that Zeka can play with that kind of HP just because he knows that Delight has his back. Delight wisely shadowing his laners to help them get the push in so they can go back to base. Meanwhile, Peanut stealing away the Krogs on the bot side of the map. And in terms of the farm, across the board, HLE have those advantages, and it's starting to mount in the gold as well. We look back at this skirmish that happened on the top side.
In enemy territory, laying down vision, just getting as much information as possible for HLE as Viper steps up. One arrow is all he needs, takes the turret plate, doesn't want anything more. Delight and Peanut, both hanging around in the tri-brush here as Yike wanted to check and see. Immediately ejected though, and Delight flashes forward, ready to slam Vladdy back into the turret. HLE, surgically precise with it, immediately get their man. That's the punish on the lack of flash from the play earlier.
That was just phenomenal in terms of execution. The way that the Poppy uses the ultimate to knock Yike away, immediately combos that into the stun underneath the tower. They then commit into the kill, and before Peanut can get CC'd underneath the tower, the TP doesn't have the TP available. I stand corrected. I think that HLE are just going to have to concede this one, and instead they'll trade it for that top tower. Not sure exactly how low that tower is, but given that KC have committed their members on the bot side, now they have to set their sights on this bot tower themselves.
Yeah, Zeus and Delight will be assigned to try to defend it, but they are backing away now. It is a 4-man effort from KC moving towards the tier 1. Targamas dropping everything here on Zeus as Yike is ready to jump in immediately here with a crescent sweep. Knocks him back. Beautifully done. KC got one, and they're gonna get the second. They overload the bottom lane, and it's too much for Zeus and Delight to handle. KC walking away with 2 more kills, tying the game up in that regard as Zeka takes the top lane tier 1 turret.
Zeus still had his flash available, but he thought that with his ultimate he'd be able to get out, but the low cooldown of the Q on Targamas meant that he had nowhere to go. Kana going to invest the Rumble ultimate in mid to keep that tower alive as Vladdy was sent top. Peanut, respect flashing, knowing that
this mid lane tier 1 turret low enough, the Herald charge should be enough to just guarantee the death here. Shelly rears back, Shelly goes forward, turret goes down. They won't get anything else from that, but they don't need it. The tier 1 out of the mid lane should open up. Remember that the first 2 this game have gone KC's way. And now with Zeka here in the mid lane, the tier 1 turret for HLE will not fall yet, as it looks like everybody is coming to town to scrap for Drake number 3. It'll be Soul Point if KC gets it, and that would be absolutely huge. But HLE wants to stop it. Zeka wants to go over the wall, but he misses the second part of the E. The Dragon's down to 1,300, but it ain't dead yet. Secured by Peanut, and Targamas is down. HLE, they get the objective +1.
I mean,
Up
I
down
feel
the
like
bottom lane to keep that push going, as Viper returns to mid to continue to keep the waves from taking the tier 1 turret of HLE. Now some more trouble for KC as Yike once again, you said it, Vedius, Delight has a bead drawn on this guy, and there's the kill going over to Zeus as Kana keeps retreating. Zeus tags him with a weirding. Targamas can't get in there with a Zenith Blade, and HLE pick up another kill. They get the first kill on Yike this game, and with the enemy jungler down, Otacon is the target for the first seed from Korea.
you can see how such a small mistake can be colossal in the face of Hanwha Life. They collapse so quickly as 5 on the top side of the map. KC are going to struggle to answer this as Zeka acts as gatekeeper.
Yeah, Zeka not afraid to jump in, immediately force Kana away. Zeka knows that he has the stolen Crescent Guard as well, makes it so easy to engage in what looks like a 1v1. Then even if it's not a fair fight, boom, press R, Xin Zhao ulti, disengage. It's Otacon secured for the side of HLE.
And now the landscape of the game is very different because that level advantage that Hanwha Life have built thanks to that Otacon is massive. You look across the board, the idea being that if Yike is there, it can be good, but then HLE just clearing out vision. Yike, a poor place to back. Kalist now caught to mid.
Kalist not where he wants to be either, and again, another kill over to Zeus. The weirding just dance around the Drake. You want to make that dance awkward for the side of KC. Make them feel the pressure in the side lanes at the same time, and there's Vladdy immediately committing the Weaver's wall up into the top side to try to save the turret, but it's not going to matter because Zeka has already claimed it. Now back in the bottom side river, Zeus tags Targamas with the weirding. Peanut jumping right back over to where the rest of his team is. Nobody doing anything too crazy just yet. Still 15 seconds until the Drake spawns. Zek with the abscond abduct, jumping in right on top of Vladdy. Hits him with the chains. Vladdy with a flash out. Zeka with a flash in. A little bit more damage required. Stasis from Vladdy ain't gonna do a damn thing. And Zeka puts him in the ground. But the follow-up from KC. Targamas wants to try to stop the recall. At least get something from the HLE mid laner. But Zeka's not gonna stand for that. He wants to stay and fight because he knows the rest of KC is coming to try to stop him. The abscond abduct is not getting him away that time, and Kalist ends up getting the revenge kill. But it took so many resources for KC to make that an even trade that the Drake goes the way of HLE. The bottom lane tier 2 goes the way of HLE. The top lane tier 2 already
He
went
then
there.
knows that in the 1v1, Vladdy can't do anything. He flashes away, but the follow-up flash from Zeka results in the kill, and now KC looking for a bit of a fight.
Yeah, they dive in on top of Peanut, do a ton of damage, but not enough to kill him just yet. He'll finally burn down. They're to Kana on the Rumble. Viper forced a flash back over the Wild now 2 as a slam into the wall. Delight's going in after Yike, but he can't quite find him. HLE losing men left, right, and center. KC, ding, 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 we got a winner. 3 dead bodies in HLE jerseys. KC roared to life in the enemy jungle.
They would love to start the Baron right now, but it's Zeka and Zeus that are still alive. The TP gonna have to come through from Kana as he quickly goes back to base.
Oh, there goes your Baron attempt. Zeus for trying it. It feels like
the Baron was for sure the play.
Like that is your moment. You go for it. If they can manage to pull that off, then damn, it doesn't work out. but that's what you gotta go for. Kana trying to take his own red buff. Peanut immediately ready to jump in, goes for the ball breaker. I feel like when I watch Zeus play Aurora, the champ just does more damage, Betty.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?
Zeus has the cost. The Aurora finding his way all the way out. Yike, Targamas, and Vladdy. KC stepping up. They don't want to allow their opponents to take this for free. Delight misses the ulti. That could be huge. Zeus jumps in. Yike here from the front line. Low health bars on HLE. Into the back line goes Zeka. He wants to kill it. Kalist. He needs a little bit more damage to fight, and he finally got the shutdown. The Ezreal's dead. Leona joins them. HLE got 2, and they aren't done yet. Peanut continuing the chase after Yike. Xin Zhao does not have a lot of defensive mechanisms to get away from this one. Peanut with the smite to slow him down. And this kill is going to be desynced critically from the rest. Zeka stealing Kana's ultimate, jumping in on top of him. Kana with the stasis manages to outplay.
KC still crumble in the fight, and Zeka is such a problem.
KC grouping up to make their exit so nobody gets caught.
That bot wave is a bit awkward for KC. They have TP available on Vladdy. He needs to go and answer that quickly. Hanwha Life know they have that pressure, so they can get control over the mid wave. They're even going to secure the dragon while they're at it. This won't be Soul, as both teams are 2-2 apiece. Targamas has already lost half his...
Oh, and the stolen Leona ulti to stun him back up. Now Kalist has to flash over the wall to try to stay safe as Zeus is zoning everybody away yet again. KC, health bars rocked, backing away. That was a 4-man play from HLE because Peanut was taking the dragon like you were saying the entire time. That is now sole point for HLE.
I mean, look at the farm on Peanut, by the way. He is super efficient, and he has been non-stop stealing camps away from Yike throughout this game. Level 17, Zeka.
Zeka in some trouble now. He is level 17. He steals the Xin Zhao ulti to try to make the fight more manageable. Gives him enough effective HP to survive. Now Zeus jumping in with Between Worlds. Immediately kills Kalist. Right back on top of the other side for kill number 2. Peanut's keeping everybody else locked down. And KC scatter. There is no way to stop the HLE war machine now. They pick up the kills on the 80 carry and jungler both. And Baron is next on the menu.
It's crazy how quickly HLE collapse. Every single time a member of their team is in danger.
I can chunk him out by half. Also, Yike with the Edge of Night makes it so hard. Viper with the Edge of Night, so hard to engage on this guy.
I mean, Kalist does do a lot of damage, but I feel like that Viper just does more.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, man. It is an 8,000 gold lead now for HLE. Zeus goes Between Worlds. Vladdy's gonna get caught. Weirding isn't enough to kill him, but he's forced to go gold, and Peanut ready to jump back in with a ball breaker. Mistimes it, but it don't matter. Zeus unstoppable as HLE take the first inhibitor in the bottom lane. Now they'll put their attention in mid, looking for the second. Another Chains of Corruption flies out, does not connect. KC scrambling to defend 4 versus 5. Vladdy's still dead for another 40 seconds. KC making their entry, trying to stop this, trying to hold HLE off. Peanut's burning low, but Zeus has already grabbed another kill. It'll be a 1-for-1 at least, as Kana and Kalist need more firepower. Yike buying a little bit of time here on the front line as Delight jumps in and trades his life for Yike. Vladdy's still got 20 seconds left before he respawns, and Zeus grabs a double kill. Kalist falls, and that'll do it. HLE take game 1.
I mean,
it does set up for this Renata pick, though. I feel like it's a fantastic spot. You have Engage already in your composition. The enemy team's coming into you. You can Renata ult. Renata ult has pretty high value across this.
Kind of, how's the flight over? Do you have a nice one?
It was pretty long. I did manage to, my new strategy with long international flights is I stay up as long as humanly, I just physically exhaust myself.
That makes sense.
And then I can fall asleep. But right now, a lot of damage onto Targamas here, who's still only level 5. Tried to make the outplay flash, but Viper rears his fangs. He's ready for it, and he earns first blood for HLE.
Yeah, I mean, we said this matchup wasn't going to get any easier, and Viper just styles on Targamas, flashing over the headbutt pulverize and securing first blood. That's going to be a dragon as well. HLE already have a 1.2k gold lead, have secured every early game objective, and are just running the rift right now.
Man, oh man, this Viper Delight duo down here in bottom lane is absolutely frightening. They go in, they force the fight before Targamas ever has the opportunity to do anything with an ulti or something. He's still just barely level 5. Now Targamas here in mid, wants to set up. Zeka in some danger now, gets swept to the side by Vladdy. Zeka flashing away from the root caller, needs to survive the additional pressure from Yike, but Daisy is fast with the Trigger Seed shield. The slow into the knockup is there. Zeka's gonna get caught, and KC get one back.
At very least, KC are able to get on the board. Nice angle from Targamas. He's gonna go for the Nash's tube start. Peanut though, ooh, look at, this is a race right now to get to the red buff.
Okay, Peanut, gotta be careful. The light right behind him. There is level 6 on the Renata, only level 5 on Targamas. Not really super close either. Yike making his way over. Peanut with the smite, secures the buff. Now with the blast cone over the wall. Again, the arrow onto the Alistar, and there's no ulti to try to save him. A defensive headbutt to try to escape, but it's not gonna happen, and Peanut gets this one.
Just the level advantage that Hanwha Life have mean that Targamas is going to lose.
Go. But Daisy is ready to approach. Looks like HLE is going to decide 5 is fine. Nope, never mind. Peanut wants to jump back in and try to fight for it, but Yike lands the smite. So at least one grub denied there by KC. But HLE continuing to command pretty much everything in the early game. 11.5 minutes on the clock. They're up 2,000 gold. This top lane matchup has been going about as you would expect for Kana. Zeus running the show up here in that 1v1. Maybe pick the KC AD carry. That pretty much guarantees you get the dragon for free, but...
Look at the positioning here, Flowers. You'll notice that in the mid lane, Hanwha Life have the push again. This is going to force Kalist to go the long way around to catch that wave. And now numbers advantage in favor of HLE.
Yike stepping back away from it. The brush is still placed down in the river. Daisy summoned up. HLE still with control over the objective. Curtain call opens up. There's no arrow to try to stop it. Redemption comes down. Peanut backing away from that one. Dragon's gonna get very low to smite range here very quickly. Peanut needs a little bit more damage, and the Drake goes the way of HLE. Targmas in the middle. Massive double knockup. First kill goes the way of KC, and HLE has to disengage. Viper and Delight looking to run away, but the root caller's ready to chase him. Viper does not want to go any closer if he can help it. Targamas about to drop low. Maybe might just die. A little bit more damage will get it done, and it's a 1-for-1 here with the supports. Viper still running. Kalist with the flash in. Viper shut down. Zeka shut down. KC triple kill Kalist.
A huge triple kill for Kalist means that that's a one team. Even if the Maokai ultimate comes through, they have easy follow-up thanks to the Jhin. Targamas acting as that front line, looking to connect the stun.
Yeah, Delight and Viper moving forward. Viper going in after Kalist. Needs more damage to kill the Jhin, and he takes him out. Now Targamas is going to be your next target as Yike is about to die to Peanut and Zeka at the same time. KC, they wanted a fight around this Herald, and HLE was happy to oblige. 3-0.
Just like that, HLE quell any semblance of doubt that you might have in them. Viper steps forward with nothing but confidence, as with no flash on Kalist, no barrier to mitigate the damage, Viper just runs him down. Mid is gone, top is gone. 3K is the gold advantage now for Hanwha Life as they reclaim control over game 2.
KC, they might have got the Eye of the Herald, but what did they have to lose? It results in a losing lane because they need him for engage. Forcing the defensive flash on that Alistar makes any following team fight so much more difficult. It makes it so much harder to find that angle that you need, and it means that HLE are going to take Drake number 3 uncontested.
Soul Point. They have been tearing their way through these dragons, and they have such a healthy gold lead right now. The second item spike going to come through from Zeka very soon. And, I mean, the goal differences across the board are just getting scarier and scarier.
Yeah.
Hanwha Life set their sights on the last Adder tower that needs to be knocked down.
Whoa! Kana wanted to get away, but Peanut doing a good job stopping the TP. Takes a ton of damage in the process, but not enough to bring him down. Walks over, pops the passive heal on the Krugs. Vladdy and Targamas, in the meantime, gonna put some pressure on the other side of the map. Zeka wants to defend. The cannon minion doing a good job tanking up the turret. KC trying to brute force this down, but they can't do it. Now back underneath the tier 2 turret here in the bottom lane, a 1-for-1. Peanut gives his life so that Viper can get another kill, and now keep pushing onto the tier 2. Targum is coming up here into the top side as Zeka moves forward and forces Vladdy back. He and Yike trying to keep the pressure on, but Delight has reinforced his own. HLE, 7-6 in terms of kills, and now it looks like KC are the ones who want control over the Otacon pit. Zeus not around here anywhere. Targum is jumping in, immediately followed up. Delight is already down before he could do anything at all. KC are going in. The Maokai ult for the escape route for the rest of HLE. KC with a killer instinct. Jump in there and make it happen. Now they're going after the Otacon itself, but Zeus has arrived to the fight, and the Narbar's charged. KC still trying to commit to the objective. The Scuttlecraft's taking the damage a little bit, but now KC, they're about to drop. Zeus into the middle of the fight, but he's not ready to transform just yet. The first kill on Targamas. Now the Otacon, the target for HLE. KC still hanging around, trying to see if they might be able to contest. Yike here on the front line, wants to smite fight. Viper's all alone, he's gonna be careful, but Kana's got no ulti. Zeus into the back, finds the wall up, he's gonna be shut down by Khalid. But Viper and Peanut are going forward. It's so many kills for Viper. There's no hope for KC, and HLE bury him in the bot lane.
The Otacon is such a dangerous place to fight, but Viper and Zeka make it look so safe.
He's setting up for an Ash Arrow, perhaps. Not gonna come through, but that Soul. Oh, there it is.
Oh, nice shot there from Viper. Lands onto Vladdy. Follow up with a Maokai ulti, but blocked by Kalist. Both carries from KC far enough away that HLE can't follow up for any sort of a kill threat on them. But now KC again having to regroup. They do not want to allow this Ocean Soul to go to HLE. They don't want to allow that permanent regeneration, which will just create a nigh unplayable game state around any sort of a neutral standoff. But here comes Zeus. There's no Narbar though. Keep that in mind. This is huge for these team fights. If Zeus jumps in, he's just going to be tiny. HLE going after the Drake. It is secured by Viper on the Ashe. Yike having to run away, but a big engage coming out from Vladdy. They've managed to take down Viper. Vladdy's going to get out. Zeus is already dead now too. HLE are scattering, and only Zeka's left alive to deal damage. Yes, the Ocean Soul went the way of the Korean team, but it looks like KC might have just found exactly what they needed. Another triple kill for Kalist, and KC are marching towards a Baron that's 5 seconds away from spawn.
A huge team fight win for KC. Vladdy sets up the perfect ultimate to allow for Kalist to clean up the fight. 8-1 is the scoreline of this young AD carry as the Baron
have been the Targamas and Vladdy machine. Both of these guys working together to find multi-man engages to throw their enemies not just up into the air, but right back down into their own graves. It's been huge. It's been what's keeping KC in this game. Now, a lot of damage onto Delight. The curtain call opens. KC try to get themselves away, but now the potential punish right back onto Vladdy. He's in some danger as the damage pours out, and Vladdy's first to die. Zeka goes on a killing spree. There's no way out for Targamas. Unbreakable will or not. HLE, hold the line.
I know the expression has been used a lot throughout the history from Vladdy in the mid lane. Immediately, all of the wind is taken out of the sails. It's Hanwha life on the push.
Kalist has to be so careful here, but Kana doing a great job. Jumps into the wall to punish Viper and Zeka. They thought they had the angle there to kill the KC AD carry, but Kana
now
ready.
Elder Dragon in 2 minutes time with the Baron. KC are continuing the siege. The Baron power play still 2.6k in KC's favor.
Red Bull Baron power play about to run out here. Only 15 more seconds until it expires. Arrow from a long way away. Not going to get a whole lot of value out of that one. Zeus in some danger off to the side as he scraps with Kana. Targamas forced to use the Unbreakable Will now. Knocking Peanut right back into the team. HLE is going to go ahead and lose their jungler. Kalist is dominating, but Vladdy is down, and they've also lost Targamas. Kana's the next target, flashing away, trying to survive, but another TP is ready to answer. Zeus is looking to cut off the escape for KC. Kana's gonna teleport to save his own life, but Zeus is in hot pursuit of Kalist. He misses the first boomerang, but he catches it on return. He doesn't want to chase any further. It's another win, just barely, for HLE, a 2-for-1 trade.
The fights are just so fast, but it feels... Oh, hang on a minute.
Zeus is going crazy here, jumping in after Kalist. The punish from Kana again, making sure that his carries are kept safe. and Zeus, the mind games against Kalist. He steps away from it while Zeka is returned and win this game.
Here we go. The bot lane being pushed in by Zeus. Zeka there to catch the mid wave. He does have TP to regroup with his team. This is dropping fast.
Elder Dragon down to 8,000. HLE ready to challenge. Arrow flies out. Damage onto Targamas here at the start. He's frontlining for now. A lot of damage on the Peanut. Public execution flies in. KC's already found the first kill. But what about the objective? The Dragon secured by Yike. A massive three-man shuffle from Vladdy. KC are getting it done. They find two, and they want to get another. Viper with a sidesteps as Zeus interrupts Kalist, and Zeka flies in, but it's not enough. The Elder is making the difference. Zeus finally gets the shutdown. KC, they got the objective, but lost the fight. Only Yike.
Zeus in that whole fight still kept his ultimate up. And even though they get that kill onto Zeka, Zeus remaining alive means that he's able to clean up the fight.
The bailout changing a lot there.
Goodness.
As HLE back onto the map in time to claim the Baron. And now, Vedius, now we don't have anything to contest here for quite a while. Elder is still on Yike for the next 45 seconds, but another Red Bull Baron going to be secured by the side of HLE, and they'll be wearing purple for 2.5 minutes.
It felt so close, Flowers. It really did feel that KC were going to win out there.
Oh, nice jump in from Kana yet again. The public execution finding the target. Follow up with a deadly flourish. Zeus trying to get away here. The redemption ready to heal him up. Zeus goes mega just in time. Zeka jumping in to protect his top laner. KC don't have the damage, and they threw the kitchen sink at him. Now everybody wearing blue is stuck in the mid lane. Meanwhile, their base is being torn to shreds. HLE looking to push Nexus. It's Viper and Delight. Zeus has made the TP in as well. Vladdy immediately teleporting back to try to save the game as Peanut will fall to Yike, and the pressure is not enough to end it all the way just yet.
My goodness, HLE. I can't believe that Zeus was able to survive that. The damage just wasn't quite enough. Oh my goodness, the base now in tatters. The thumbs up from Kalist. I like to think he's having a lot of fun, because I certainly am.
Still does punish Peanut.
I think we're getting another Elder, Flowers. I really think we're getting another Elder.
It looks like we might. I mean, you still do have to weather this push from HLE if you're KC. There's a lot happening right now. Still 30 seconds left on the Baron. HLE on the push again. Delight with a defensive flash. Viper with a nice sidestep. Curtain call opens up. Viper eats the first shot, but now a redemption ready to heal up the HLE health bars. Fourth shot makes its way onto Delight. HLE are about to have double super minions in every single lane. Even if the game does not end here, it is a painful defense now for KC. One Nexus turret remaining, but that's it as KC scrambles their defense. The Baron about to run out here pretty soon as HLE keep the push going. Peanut's gonna lead the charge. A lot of damage on the Targamas at the very start with Renata ulti over the top. KC though, doing a great job staying alive. Health bars still topped off. This defensive battery. All right, we're going for it. They're gonna begin the Elder. Vladdy and Kana both with a TP available. Vladdy, a lot of damage here on Zeus, forces the Sterex out of them there. Delight and Peanut trying to make the fight happen. Delight uses the ulti there from Renata, doesn't get a lot of value out of it. KC will earn themselves an Elder Drake as Delight now trying to retreat down the bottom side, should be caught. I don't see any way for Renata to get away from this. Targamas is first to the scene, and with Kalist nearby, it's another pop. Watch him drop Kalist. 14-2.
Now with the Elder, that makes it way harder for Hanwha Life to actually siege onto the
base. Regenerating like you're talking about. One inhibitor already back. KC taking the blast cone, trying to stop this. Make it so there's no opportunity for HLE to come in and contest, but Peanut's ready to go. Arrow flies in. Baron and Elder at the same time for KC. They'll have the Elder for the next minute.
Oh no, they've got top right. 35 seconds left. Kalist.
Okay. Keep your eyes on Kalist. Keep your eyes on Kana. The public executions have hit the target. so many times this game. Zeus, critically, the Gnar transformation already happening before he can get his recall. KC, they want to use the Elder and try to find something crazy right now. Daisy underneath the turrets, here for the Nexus. She's going to go ahead and die immediately. KC, still on their push. Baron Enchanted minions. Nice handshake there into Vladdy, but he jumps back away. Curtain Call firing off. They want to try to use this to secure a kill there with the Elder, but the execution isn't going to happen. Zeus coming in from behind, but the Gnar has no bar. Zeus needs to be careful about this one as he gets rooted up. Public execution right back on top of him. Zeus is dead. KC with a 5v4 in the enemy base. Viper loses half HP. The Elder no longer active, but the Baron still got 90 seconds. HLE are now the ones missing a Nexus turret.
KC have the Nexus of Hanwha Life in their sights. The TP is going to come through. They've got another minion wave. The Elder may have fallen off, but they have 5 members.
HLE have to defend 4 versus 5. Targus with a Hex Flash, not going to find the angle here for the headbutt pull. Zeka, half HP, is the death of Peanut, thanks to Callist, as Viper stays alive for an extra second, but the man needs a bailout. It's not going to be in time. KC stand tall, but they have not done it just yet. A triple kill back over to Zeka. Callist versus Zeka. The bullets in the air. KC have done it. Gods can bleed, and KC take us to game 3.
Because Caps brought out things like Onivia into it. And,
Season 1 champ versus Season 1 champ.
Yeah. But what it does give you is side lane.
Step up, try to challenge for these chickens. No, instead he's going to look mid, because Vladdy's down to 100 HP. Zeka gonna have to try to get away from this one. Turns back towards Vladdy, knocks Yike away. Zeka needs a little bit more damage, but it's not gonna happen. It's first blood to KC. Gage there, Viper, if he would've got caught out by that grand entrance, could have been in some serious danger.
Those deep wards are so important as well as Delight. Remount.
Oh, Targus with the flash engage with the grand entrance. Delight stunning up Callist, wants to keep him away. HLE comes out on top. Given the 2v2. Delight wants more, but Yike is first to join the fight. He wants to see if he can get this potential kill into Viper. Flash in, and Yike gets it done. Now Peanut shows up. He wants to kill off the enemy jungler, but it's not gonna happen. Yike can't get the extra kill onto Delight, and now Peanut looks for more. He uses the W forward. HLE getting all the neutral objectives early on. This time around, same story isn't getting told, as now Zeus and Vladdy will be facing off in the bot lane matchup.
I think Vladdy likes this matchup a lot more. Vladimir definitely kind of... Yike was just overstaying on the top side of the map. Meanwhile, Zeka's getting a lot of farm isolated in the mid lane. And now I think they've caught out Callist, completely isolated. There's nowhere for him to go.
There it is, Peanut and Delight working together. Plenty of damage, and Viper will show up to claim the feat of warfare, claim the kill. Unless your opponents are going to spend a lot of resources guaranteeing it. KC right now going to spend resources moving into the enemy jungle as Zeka gets discovered. Realm Warp ready to bring in some firepower from Vladdy. Zeka caught unawares out of position, trying to get away. Cannot do it. KC beautifully done to catch Zeka off guard.
Really good
and
use.
Support gold really usually doesn't mean that much, as KC is going to start up the Dragon for themselves in this bottom side. Zeka putting a ton of damage into the top lane tier 1 turret, but not enough to fully kill the thing before Vladdy arrives back.
Yeah, the thing is, because of the steal had come through, and the call from Yike was that, oh!
Peanut jumping in on Callist. He wanted to play aggro. He wanted to go after Viper, and HLE is that what happens.
I will keep my eyes out for it.
All right, there's our MasterCard lane economy snapshot showing biggest gold lead in the game is for Viper over his individual counterpart. The biggest individual gold lead going the other side is Kana on the Scion. 616 gold up over Zeus right now, who is very low HP on this Vlad. Nearly killed by the Whirling Death. Remember that it has extra execution potential based on your stacks. I think it actually would have killed him if the second half would have hit.
Interestingly, they've conceded the top tower completely. That should be the feats of strength going over to Hanwha Life. Unless I've miscalculated,
nope,
you actually
they've
got the
them.
3 kills first. Yeah, they've got them.
They've got the boots with the little red hue.
Yeah, they actually sent the Ryze down towards the bot lane. I am shocked by how much free reign they're giving Zeka. He's largely uncontested in a lot of these side lanes.
Oh, Peanut jumping in on towards Targamas, but Yike waiting right in the brushes for him. Viper trying to back up his jungler here. Viper tanks the Glacial Prison, then uses the cleanse to guarantee no extra follow-up. Kana also TP'd into that. KC really trying to commit to the pick there, but Viper doing a good job. Normally it's the AD carry that everybody else protects. This time around, he was the one making sure the team got out okay.
I don't love this TP though. It's such a big summoner spell invested, and while Zeus did use his TP to get to the bot tier 1, you lost a lot of farm as the Scion in top lane. So I think, yeah, it was a bit of an overcommitment, especially given that they'd already got the flash out from what was a rough laning phase, and really setting him up to be the carry of this game.
Second BF sword purchase for Kalist, but also critically, no boots even of the tier 1 persuasion for the Draven. If he gets caught out, he's in some serious danger. Sejuani ulti whiffs, Viper with a flash away from any potential follow-up. A lot of damage to Zeus, he might just die. He manages to turn into a puddle in time, as Kana's gonna be your next target now. Peanut jumping in for the multi-man knockup. Kana's gonna drop, but now you gotta wonder, what can they do with a dead body? He zones Viper away, the Herald gets summoned up, but it doesn't even get to do anything. Zeus critically not dying there, as now Peanut wraps around from another flank. Delight and Zeka looking to chase the rest of KC away. Targamas will be your next target. Zeus coming back in now as well. The enchanted blast cone. If that's a regular cone, he doesn't get back over the wall. It's the difference between life and death for Targamas.
What was crazy about that play was, oh, Kalist, good damage.
Oh, the flash engage coming out from Yike, but Viper still had the killer instinct to get away. Does HLE get punished from this though? Everybody else gets away in time. It looked like Kalist and Yike not quite on the same page. Kalist backing up as Yike flashes in.
What was crazy about that play was just before Zeus dies, he gets in the Herald. He then uses it to knock up a bunch of the KC members, but we got to get back into the action as the Dragon is being started off.
All right, Dragon's up. Everybody's alive back on the map again. Zeus flying over the wall, here with the blast cone. KC gotta be careful. Vladdy jumps in, but he jumps right in on top of Peanut. Now Zeus hitting him with the tides of blood. Flash over the wall from Vladdy. Viper and Delight trying to reorganize their positioning here a little bit further. KC trying to make their entry as a 4-man squad. In goes Kana, but he goes too far. Chemtech Drake over to Peanut. Zeus on top of Kalist. He needs a transfusion and he's hounded. Targamas gonna be your next target. Yike picks up Viper, but that's all they'll get. 3 for 1 plus Dragon over to HLE.
The coordination is all over the place for KC as they desperately try.
Powered by AWS. You can see this here on your screen, just the blue staircase climbing up. Normally the color associated with KC, but working against them here in this one, trying to hold on and stop this from going any further away. I feel like they could still maybe find a good fight. Getting this potential pick on the Peanut here could be the start of that. Nice flash away from the Arctic Assault, trying to use the second half of the Cyclone to get away. Peanut still in a ton of danger. Nice use of the ulti there from Kana. Peanut still alive somehow, but now the counter kills will come out from KC to HLE. It's another one picked up. It's 1 for 1 as HLE trying to get a little bit more. They won't find anything here just yet.
Vladdy's Realm Warp got interrupted by the Atakan, meaning that KC had to commit.
Zeka goes in. He wants Kalist. He tries to get away there. A little bit more damage will do it. And Zeka with the solo kill sits him down.
Beautiful commitment from Zeka. Kalist now goes to 0 and 4 on the Draven. The game is quickly falling out of control. And KC, are they getting collapsed on?
There's so many pings here. Okay. That was close, man. The way that we had the vision toggled off, I felt like it was shark-infested waters.
Yep.
But luckily for KC, they escaped. Delight over the wall in the Dragon Pit. Zeka here in the front line, gotta be careful about that. The Otacon taking low, down about 2,000 HP. Targamas going in with a 2-man knockout, nicely done there. But into the back line goes Viper. They've already found another kill, as well as the Otacon for HLE. Now Vladdy's gonna die too. It's an absolute slaughterhouse, and it's KC. Falling to the floor, triple kill for Zeka's Jace.
The smite doesn't come through from Yike. Kalist is nowhere near the fight, and Zeka is just demolishing KC in the pits of Atakan. Hanwha Life are decimating KC in this third game. They're going to take another tower, and this Atakan just melts with the duo of Viper and Zeus. Yike tries his best to get the steal. He doesn't quite secure the smite. Peanut ends up securing it. Meanwhile, Vladdy is the only carry
of his team fade away, and you can see the frustration on Yike's face, and it has to be such an annoying scenario knowing that you just won that last game, trying to find these engage opportunities, and HLE just playing like monsters, man. Zeus now maybe in some trouble. 1v3. Vlad's pretty tough, but I don't know if he's that tough. Nice shutdown for KC. Vladdy getting his first kill of the game with a response from HLE, starting up the Baron on the other side of the map. They're 7,000 gold ahead, but they're one man down. Yikes making his way towards the pit. Baron down to 5,000. Yikes throws out the Glacial Prison. Delight's job, mark that enemy jungler, keep him away, stop any sort of a steal. HLE will trade Zeus for the Baron.
And I think that's a worthwhile trade. They'll extend the goal lead even further. HLE now maybe looking for a fight. Targamas is forced to disengage. The tower, at the very least, is going to go the way of KC. Vladdy, level 16 on the rise. That Rod of Ages coming in handy. But at the end of the day...
At the end of the day, Yike might see the end of his day here real soon. Luckily, has teammates nearby. Kalista and Targamas ready to protect their jungler as KC scramble to defend their own jungle. HLE, with the confidence and power of that Red Bull Baron buff, willing to step into enemy territory, steal away whatever they can, just try to make that vision that much darker, that much scarier. It's still a 7.5k gold lead, and now Zeus is back on the map.
The game feels very difficult for KC to turn around at this point. They have a front-to-back composition, but HLE have so many damage threats. Zeus level 16. Yeah, he gets caught in the side lane, but Hanwha Life know exactly what to do in this situation. You cross-map, you focus the Baron that just spawns, and I think you could argue maybe they should have given that kill over to Kalist, but it ends up being picked up by Vladdy. He's very close to that Rabadon's death cap. Would be a nice item spike for him to grab.
Targamas looking to threaten Zeka there, maybe just make him sweat a little bit, but no, Zeka calm, cool, and collected on that one. TP from Zeus to join up.
Advantage as well. Another tower will fall.
Yikes, sliding forward there with the Arctic Assault. Gonna lose the glacial armor. And now HLE continuing their pressure, continuing their push. They want to try to go in, but they only find the CC on Zeus and Delight's into the back line. One to hard force to fight. Viper's ready to follow. Two already down on KC. And Vladdy's about to join them 6 feet deep. Another kill almost comes through. Yike barely walks away as they at least get a shutdown onto Zeka. Peanut and Zeus chasing after the remaining members of KC as HLE will leave Viper in the enemy base to destroy the inhibitor. Kana trying to rough up the minion wave so that Viper can't just walk in and keep trying to end the game. There's not quite enough time for that. Position that HLE has drafted, everyone that's not Rel is a damage threat, and Rel is ready to set it up for everyone else. Kana forced to flash away there as Delight made the engage. Just so much pressure from HLE.
Vladdy able to clear out that wave, but look at the bot side.
Peanut jumping in on Kalist. Killer Instinct follows it. Draven's dead before you can blink your eyes. Targum is about to follow as Yike's your next target. The Sejuani trying to slide away, but Peanut takes him down. HLE have already killed off 2, and they're looking for even more. Delight finally gets traded back, but Vladdy's Seraph's Embrace is the only thing keeping him alive. The Realm Warp doesn't matter. He dies to the Hemo Plague. Targamas survives with 100 health. Peanut still chasing after him, getting juggled around a little bit, but it doesn't matter. HLE is on to the Nexus itself. It was a valiant battle from KC. They proved that HLE are indeed mortal, but they are some damn tough League of Legends players, man. HLE, despite the fact that they may have gone the distance, will do it in style.